뽀뽀뽕의 소설들 파퍼퐁즈 나벨즈. Doctor, there's no way you can cure my hysteria. In the spring of 1878, stepping into the aristocratic manor, I swallowed dryly as I walked down a hallway with an impossibly high ceiling. The subtle scent of roses filling the room made me feel peculiar. Hysteria treatment. The medical pretext that a wandering womb causes illness was, in truth, an exclusive luxury for bored, wealthy aristocratic ladies. The lower classes couldn't even dream of affording such an expensive treatment. There were many unknowns. Why this illness only occurred in women, why sexual behavior was necessary for the cure, but as a middle-class man working to survive, the reasons didn't matter. Leaning back on a velvet sofa, Lady Isabella wore a silk dress buttoned to the neck. Her waist, tightened by a corset, was unbelievably thin, and her demeanor was incredibly arrogant. Even as I approached, the lady merely swirled her teacup slowly. "You're here, doctor." The lady finally lifted her head. "Madam, how are you feeling? The Count has been very worried."
Him? He's such a sweet man.
"He donates quite a lot to the hospital, doesn't he? I need to get better quickly so that sponsorship can continue, right?" Her tone was soft, but the pressure was implicit. It was the aristocrats' way of saying they could grab me by the neck at any time if they weren't pleased. "We shall begin the treatment, madam. However, since this is the drawing room, how about we move to the bedroom?" The lady raised an eyebrow slightly. "The bedroom? It's stuffy in there. I like it here. Since it's the doctor's noble treatment, what does the location matter? Or do you lose your touch if the location changes?" She had me perfectly in the palm of her hand, toying with me. Unable to retort, I bowed my head.
No, madam.
Looking satisfied, the lady smiled and slowly lifted the hem of her dress herself. Her flashy lace petticoat was exposed, yet her expression remained perfectly serene. With trembling hands, I applied lubricating oil and knelt between her legs as she lay on the sofa. As I pulled back the silk petticoat, her white, smooth skin was revealed. Looking at my oil-slicked hands, Lady Isabella asked languidly, "Doctor, what are real hysteria patients like?" At the lady's leading question, I calmly prepared to move my hand. Though I didn't say it out loud, images of the upper-class patients I had seen flashed through my mind. Real patients suffer from extreme anxiety, throwing fits, or showing aggression. They become uncontrollable and even scream. But this woman is too calm. The lady's gaze looking down at me quietly was like watching an interesting toy. Is she really a patient? Or is she just playing with me, the doctor? The nagging doubt of whether this was real or not weighed heavily on me. "Well, madam, I suppose I'll have to check for myself to know."